Hey kids, and welcome to today's episode of What Is That? Today I'm going to be teaching you guys about our resident animal ambassador, Ruffy, the king snake. As you can see, he is all balled up right now, and he kind of has this opaque color to his belly. He has this opaque color to his eyes. He is actually about to shed his skin. So today I want to teach you guys about a little bit about snakes. I want to help you to understand why they exist and why you shouldn't necessarily be afraid of them, and what you should do if you ever encounter one on your hike here at Ruffner Mountain. So like I was saying, this is a speckled kingsnake, and they have a special ability that not every snake has. So what's that ability, you're probably asking yourself. So these guys have a immunity to venomous snakes' bites. What does immunity mean? Well, simply put, if a venomous snake bites this snake, nothing will really happen. If a venomous snake bit me, or perhaps you, we would get really sick and we would have to go see a doctor, and they would give us special medicine, and then we would be okay. But not this guy. So in nature, they will eat other snakes, not just venomous snakes, but non-venomous snakes, lizards, and other reptiles. As soon as his shed is complete, he'll be this bright black with these yellow spots. If you guys take a look really close, do you see him sticking his tongue out? Does anyone know what the snake's doing with his tongue? He's actually smelling. So he has an organ that's located in the roof of his mouth, so he takes that tongue, and his tongue is forked. You kind of think of it like eating with a fork. But he takes that forked tongue, and it goes out, and it grabs all of these molecules and things we can't see, and it brings them back in to the Jacobson organ. The Jacobson organ tells him, oh, that's a food item, that's something that I want to eat, or that's a threat, or that's another snake. They do have nostrils, just like how we have nostrils, but they primarily use their nostrils, which are located here and there, for breathing, respiration. So has anyone ever wondered, do snakes have bones? A lot of people think that snakes do not have bones, but I'm here today to tell you that actually they do. They have a spine, and they have ribs, they have a skull. They actually have a lot of the same organs and bones that we have. Obviously, they don't have legs or arms, but they do have those bones that I mentioned. They have a heart, they have lungs. They even have this thing called a cloaca. Oh goodness, we're all balled up here. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is the cloaca. Who knows what the cloaca does? Or what happens with the cloaca? I'll give you guys a hint. Everybody does it. So, the cloaca is where the snake will urinate or pass his fecal or poop. Also, if it's an egg-laying snake, it will lay eggs through the cloaca, and it's also where the reproductive organs are stored. Which is pretty cool. So a little more about this king snake. Well, actually, all snakes. All snakes are cold-blooded. What does cold-blooded mean? Is their blood cold? Is their blood cold? No, their blood's not cold. However, unlike us, their body doesn't regulate its temperature without external sources. So, if you've been hiking lately, you probably will notice that you've seen a lot more activity, or maybe you've noticed a lot more snakes moving. And the reason why is because as the heat begins to get hotter, the snake's metabolisms begin to speed up and they become more active. They start to hunt for food. They come out of their hibernation, which we refer to as bromation. It's very similar to hibernation, bromation being specific to cold-blooded animals. So these guys have to thermoregulate with outer sources such as the sun, or perhaps a rock that was heated by the sun. And I think that's pretty cool. So now I'm going to put the king snake on the ground, and I'm going to teach you guys what to do if you're hiking and you encounter a snake. You may be surprised too. You don't actually have to go on a hike to encounter a snake. You could walk out your back door and encounter a snake. While the king snake is not the most common snake that you may encounter, perhaps you might encounter a gray rat snake or maybe even a copperhead. I would like to encourage you, before I begin to explain to you what to do if you encounter a snake, to never touch any snake that you see in the wild, even if it looks like this king snake. And the reason why is sometimes things can appear as something that they're not, or that we might simply make a mistake and think that they're something that they're not, but they may be harmful. Okie dokie. So you're in your backyard, and you come up and you see a snake. A lot of people's reaction is, "Ah! I'm scared! I'm gonna run away!" First, you do not want to run away because you can trip, you can fall, you can skin your knees, you can hurt yourself. You could actually even step on another snake that perhaps you stepped over while hiking or walking in your backyard. Your first course of action when you see a snake is to not pick it up. If you can, you should walk around the snake, not getting too close. If you would rather not, you can turn around and walk the other way. You have to think of it like this. One of the reasons I tell you guys not to pick it up is because what do you guys think might pick a snake up from above? Let's think about that. What might pick a snake up from above? A bird of prey? A hawk? An owl? Absolutely. So what do you think a snake's reaction would be if it thought it was being picked up by a bird of prey? I don't know if you guys know, but if I were going to be picked up by something triple my size that I thought was going to try to eat me, I would probably bite it. So now that we have that out of the way, you can either walk around, turn around, and walk away. If that's not enough for you, you can always call someone. And they can use special tools, and they can relocate or remove the snake for you. So now that we have that all figured out, I'm going to go ahead and pick the king snake back up. I want to remind you all that some people refer to this as a good snake because it eats other snakes, it eats venomous snakes. Well, it's important that you all know all snakes are good snakes. Just because a copperhead or a rattlesnake or a cottonmouth can bite us and make us very, very sick, that doesn't make it a bad snake. They all have a purpose. So let's all close our eyes. So I want you guys to close your eyes and imagine a wheel like you would see on a car, or a tire, or something circular that can roll. Okay? So if you take a piece out of that and try to roll it, will it still roll? Yeah, it'll roll. It'll be a little wompy. Okay, let's take another piece out. Will it still roll? Sorta, kinda. Alright, let's take this last piece out. Okay, will it roll? Oh goodness, it fell over. It won't roll anymore. So guys, you can open your eyes. I wanted you to visualize that because that's very representative of our ecosystem. And snakes play a vital role in our ecosystem. So, and the reason why we shouldn't kill them is because just like that wheel that I got you all to think about, each time you kill a snake or you take anything out of the ecosystem, our ecosystem is very delicate, and taking something that belongs away from it can have catastrophic effects. Snakes eat other snakes. Some snakes eat rodents. Some snakes eat birds. You know, when you start taking those things away, then perhaps you end up with more rodents. You know, even copperheads, they sure can bite us, and they use venom to eat their food. But if they bite you, you get sick. You have to go to a doctor. But guess what? If you leave them alone and you don't accidentally step on it, then you're going to be fine. That snake's not going to chase you. It's not going to try to attack you. They can be defensive, meaning that if they feel that you are aggressing towards them, then they'll defend themselves or either try to escape. So, guys, I really enjoyed my time with you all today, and if you find yourself still afraid of snakes, I want you to challenge yourself, or even to challenge your parents, your grandparents, or any of your friends that may have a fear of snakes, to get a book, read. I've learned one thing over the many years of being alive, and that's that when I'm afraid of something, if I educate myself about that, I become less afraid. Thank you so much for watching today, and please consider donating to Ruffner Mountain. Have a nice day.